Hi, Sherry.
Hi.
Nice to see you today. My name's LaDonna. I'm one of the social workers here at the facility, and I'm really glad for you to come in and see me today. Um, I think we've already talked to each other once, so we'll just recap today what we talked about a little bit and see if we can't make a plan on a few things that you're still having some issues with. Okay?
Okay.
Again, I'll go ahead and go over the confidentiality of the company. You know that anything that you say while we're here is confidential. The only way that I would have to break confidentiality with you would be if I felt like you were a threat to yourself or others. Do you have any questions about that?
No.
Okay. All right. So let's recap a little bit of what we talked about before. You were having some issues with your daughter. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Those issues were just like uh, you were depressed. You were having depression issues because you felt like she thought that you didn't love her.
Right.
Okay. Um, and you felt like she didn't love you because you would put her in a
Home.
place before. Okay.
Mhm.
So, do you want to go a little bit? Tell me a little bit more about that situation so that I can have it be refreshed in my mind.
She had suicidal thoughts, and I had her locked up. And she got mad, and she said she hated me.
Okay. And and we talked about a couple of weeks ago for you to start making a journal. How did that journal work for you?
It's at the house. It's good. It's fine.
Okay. Um,
I didn't think about bringing it. I'll bring it next time.
that's okay. What about we talked about you and her doing things together. Have you been able to do any of that?
Yeah, we go places.
Okay. You just go
Church.
church. Okay. Is she
Shopping.
and is she reluctant or is she susceptible to going to the church and things like that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
She's doing better.
So today, from us following up, I'd like to just make a more detailed plan on some of the things that I feel like would be beneficial to you and your daughter. Would that be okay?
Yes.
Okay. Um, let's start with your daughter and yours relationship. Okay. So on the relationship of building it back with you and your daughter, let's see if we can't find a support group.
Okay.
For not just for you, but for you and your daughter to attend together, like a family support group. And this support group could be an in general support group, but it could also be one that covers for children and parents who have went through suicidal tendencies, or have thought about suicide. So we'll find a support group, and we'll put a time frame on that to find that within like 2 weeks.
Okay.
Okay. Um, I think that we had made a plan for you to come back every 2 weeks, so we'll find one. We'll have you start. Today is November, so let's say by December 6th. Okay. We'll attend your support group. And then when you come back to see me on December 18th, we'll talk about how well she was receptive to that support group, how you felt about going to that support group, if you um, felt like it was helping any. And then by the time you come back on, we'll say January 2nd, because of the holidays, it'll probably be a little bit harder to get some. There may not be as many support groups going on during that week of Christmas, so we'll say January 2nd, and that by that time you've been able to attend a couple, 2 or 3 of those support groups and be able to really have a feel of how you feel that you and your daughter are doing with those support groups. If she's willing still to go to them, if she felt like it was beneficial to her as well. How do you feel about a support group like that for you?
I think she'll go with that.
Okay. We'll also make a plan around depression, where you've been feeling depressed. We talked about that you're on medicine, but sometimes you feel like it's not really helping some. So let's say that you get an appointment with your doctor again that prescribed it.
Okay.
Okay. And let's see if he feels like talk to him on how you still feel and things, and see if maybe he will possibly increase it or even change the medicine to where it's going to help you. And then what I would ask is that you get a follow-up appointment within 1 month after it's had enough time to get into your system and see how that's feeling and follow up with him.
Okay.
And then on that January 2nd appointment, we'll talk about how you feel that medicine's doing for you, if you feel like you need it changed or upped again, and then we'll go from there as well. I feel like getting your medicine adjusted and taken on the level that you need it to be would definitely help with your depression and your anxiety. And we talked about in the first session about you attending the support groups at church. How is that going for you?
Those are good.
Those are good.
Yeah. She went to one too.
She did go to one of them. Okay. So maybe, do you feel like your relationship is growing just from the church?
Yeah, she seems to be better. She seems to get better. She had her medicine changed too, so
Okay.
she seems to be better.
Okay. So between the support group that you have at your church and you guys going to church together, and the support group that we've made a plan around here, a family support group, I think that would be so beneficial for you guys, and to grow your relationship to where you're not feeling like she has that animosity towards you still and things like that. How do you feel about that?
I think it would help.
I think it'll help. Okay. So on our plan right now, we're not going to do a whole lot of things. We're just going to concentrate on two. And like I said, we're going to concentrate on getting back to your doctor to see if we can't get your medicine changed or upped to help with what anxiety and depression that you may still be fighting. And then we're going to find that support group for you and Jasmine to go to.
Okay.
Does that sound fine?
Yes.
All right. Well, I'll see you back in 2 weeks, and I
Okay.
appreciate you coming in and seeing us.
You're very welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.